Shalom. As you can see from this pile of files, I have enough material about Pesach for many videos and many courses. However, in light of the civil strife in Israel for the past 3 months, I've decided to ask a new question this year. What can we learn from the story of the Exodus that can help us weather the current storm in the state of Israel? There's a famous saying which Israelis love to quote, Ma'aseh avot siman labanim, that the activities or the experiences of our forefathers or ancestors is a sign for their children or descendants. The expression is originally coined by the Maharsha in the 17th century, but it goes back to Nachmanides in the 13th century. There are quite a few similarities between the behavior of Bnei Yisrael, the children of Israel, in the desert for 40 years after the Exodus, and the behavior of Am Yisrael, the Jewish people, in the state of Israel since 1948. In the desert, we had the phenomenon of Tlunot Bnei Yisrael, the murmurings or the complaints of the Jewish people, which were almost endless. Exodus chapter 16, they complain that they have no food. God gives them manna, man from the heavens. Exodus chapter 17, Masa Umriva, they complain that they have no water. God gives them water. Exodus chapter 32, Egel HaZahav, the golden calf, including Moses and the sons of Levi, who then actually physically fight with those who had worshipped the golden calf and kill 3,000 of them. Bamidbar chapter 11, Tavera, when a fire comes out and destroys the Jewish people because of their complaints. Later on in that same chapter, Haslav, the quail, which fed the Jewish people in the wilderness because of their complaints. Bamidbar chapters 13 and 14, the spies, and then a group of Jews try to force their way and make Aliyah to Israel without God's approval, and they are defeated. And finally, Bamidbar chapter 16, the story of Korach Vadato, Korach and his followers, who actually rebel against Moses and Aaron and God. And what about the state of Israel since 1948? Here too, we had many such incidents during the past 75 years. We had the episode of the Altalena in June of 1948, immediately after the declaration of the State of Israel. We had the tremendous machloket, disagreement about the German reparations in 1952. We had the episode of the Black Panthers in 1971, the Israeli Black Panthers, who were demanding equality, the Edot HaMizrach, those from Oriental lands with the Ashkenazim, the Ma'apach, the revolution in Israeli politics in 1977, the Oslo Accords in 1993, the Rabin assassination in 1995, the Gaza disengagement in 2005, the cost of living demonstrations of hundreds of thousands of people in 2011, and finally, the judicial revolution during the past 3 months. God took the Hebrew slaves out of Egypt, but for 40 years, many of them continue to think and act like slaves. You can take a person out of slavery, but it's hard to take the slavery out of a person. Since 1948, we have been privileged to witness the miraculous ingathering of the exiles, kibbutz galuyot, in the state of Israel. But that does not yet mean that we are one united people. Many of the politicians leading the so-called judicial revolution during the past few months have stated very clearly that their motives are ethnic, to show the Ashkenazic elite that the Edot HaMizrach are now in charge, or revenge for the disengagement from Gaza in 2005. I can only say to all of this, lo zo haderech. This is not the correct path. The correct path is that of President Herzog, to sit and to talk and to compromise, however long it takes. Rabbi Yoshua said in the tractate of Rosh Hashanah, folio 11a, B'Nisan nigalu, b'Nisan atidin lehigael, that in the month of Nisan we were redeemed from Egypt, and in the month of Nisan we are destined to be redeemed in the future by the Messiah. And what will lead to Geula? What will lead to redemption? We have a very clear answer in Midrash Tanchuma at the very end in the Buber edition. HaKadosh Baruch Hu atid la'ir lachem or olam, that God will in the future shine upon you the light of the world. And it quotes a verse from Isaiah. Ematai, when? Kishetiu kulchem aguda achat. When you will all be one bundle. Shene'emar v'atem advekim b'Adonai Elohechem chayim kulchem hayom. Benoag shebaolam, in the custom of the world. Im notel adam aguda shel kanim. Shema yachol leshabrem bevat achat. If you take a bundle of reeds, can you break them? Of course not. Ve'ilu notel achat achat. Afilu tinok yachol meshabram. But if you take one reed at a time, even a child can break that reed. V'chein ata motzei she'en Yisrael nigalim ad shiyu aguda achat. And therefore you find that the Jewish people will only be redeemed if they become one bundle. The secret of redemption is for the Jewish people to be one aguda, one bundle. The secret for redemption is for us to start fighting with each other and to start working with each other. As we recite the Haggadah at the Seder this year, may we remember that the only way to achieve Geulah, redemption, in the state of Israel is to work together. Chag Sameach from Schechter.